Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live. We come to you live each and every day, Monday through Thursday, so we can talk Luminous, talk about what we have to offer, anything and everything. So that way you get to experience it, you get to see it, you get to understand what to do with it. And we are, in this one, I've kind of done it or labeled it. So we are problem solving. And so if you had something come up when you were airbrushing, we're going to talk about that. And we're really going to bring it back to the basics because I want to talk about charging it, how to clean it, all of the above. And so, good morning, Veronica. So first thing we love to do, we know we have people at different levels of airbrushing, but we always go over the beginnings or the basics. So this is one of our starter kits. Hey, Jacqueline. This is the Icon. We also have the Icon Pro and the Legend. And then it comes, and then of course the Breeze, which is the one I'll be using today. It does come with makeup. It comes with everything you see here. So it comes with the 2 bottles of foundation, Love and Blush. And, you may have gotten it where you got maybe a gift with purchase, or maybe you were offered where you could get extra makeup, that kind of thing. But it is going to come with what you see right here. Now, when getting started, this is what we want you to do. We want to make sure you keep it 4 finger widths away from your face. You're going to keep that breeze, keep that stylus moving, and barely pull back on this trigger. Barely pull back on that trigger. What a lot of people end up doing is they get this home. Hey, Pam. Hey, Cindy. They get this home and they put it on like traditional makeup. They're like, oh, this is airbrush. This is different. But they end up still putting it on like traditional makeup. And so it's not how it works. With traditional makeup, we're used to seeing that opaqueness and moving that in. And hey, sweetie, how are you, Miss Alberta? Jacqueline, we got it 3 foot. 3 feet of snow. That is crazy. Good morning, Luminous. But you're going to keep that moving. You're going to keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And you're spraying so light that you don't even kind of want to question whether or not it's even coming out. So that is so different than traditional makeup because it is going on so light. Okay, get it? So when you get your system, we want you to charge it. So the charging cable is here. You're going to plug it into the USB like an iPhone charger. Plug that in. When it's charging, this light is going to blink. Bloop, 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 bloop. When it's charged, it's done. It's set. Now, the first time you get it, when you get it and you're getting it, Halbert, thank you. I was like, Halbert, thank you so much. Halbera, I forgot the L or the A. Halbera, I like that name. Hey, Lindy, good to see you. So when it's charged and when you're charging it for the very first time, you're going to charge it for about 3 to 4 hours. So let it sit there for not the whole day, but just 3 to 4 hours. Let it fully charge and then take it off the charger. You don't want to leave it on the charger, and you do not have to charge it every single day. So pick a day, 1 day a week, like Sunday. That's my day to charge my Breeze. That's the day I'm going to charge, or Fridays, or the day, whatever day. Pick 1 day a week that you're going to charge it, and then that's it. You don't have to charge it the rest of the day, okay? Or the rest of the week. So mine is charged. Also, what I like to do when I first get it is run water through it to kind of grease the wheels. So I'm actually going to pour just some water, and I'm doing it over because I know I'm going to I did fairly well. Kind of, sort of. And then, hold on. It's full right now. So I'm going to get, hey, Amber, good to see you. I'm going to get a wipe out. And then I'm just going to blow some water through it. I don't think this is even in the instructions, but It just makes sense to me. I don't know why. Because I just want to kind of, like I said before, grease the wheels. So I'm just going to get it going. And I'm not even going to do it a lot. I can pour the rest of that out. And then, and this is when you can pull back all the way on that trigger. Oh, but I will show you this because I do tell people to, hey, Mia, I do tell people to practice with water when you are first learning to airbrush. When you can practice with water when you're watching yourself in the mirror, and I just fill this up with water, keeping it 4 finger widths away, turning this on, and then making my moves, and then I'm barely going to pull back on this trigger. And I can feel the coolness of the water, and you're going to spray that on. But what you don't want is this. Like having it just down your face, right? Melissa, did I say hi? I hope I did. Hello. So you can practice with just water, moving it around, and just barely pulling it down. But also listen, guys. And I can see, I don't know if you can see it going out. Nope. Well, maybe I put a lot of water in there. You can hear it. Oh my gosh, how much water did I put in there? Okay, now, nothing. So there is a sound that you'll learn to listen for when the makeup is coming out and when it's empty, okay? So I just did some water in there to show you that, but like I said, practice with water and you'll start understanding how that happens, or and how it sounds. That's the word I was looking for. Now I'm going to do, let's do some glow. And then I'm going to do my shade 3. So I'm going to shake my glow up. You always want to shake up your products. Always you want to shake them up. And then putting probably like 3 drops right in my little thing right here. Turning it on. And when I get to under my eyes, and you always want to make your moves first and then pull back on the trigger. Oh, yay, Darlene, your daughter got it for you? Now notice how I go back and forth to each eye. I don't sit there and cover it, cover. I go back and forth. And notice you don't see any demarcation lines. I think that's another thing that's a little bit like hard to understand, is the fact that when you put this on, it blends for you. If you see this, if you see that, what does that tell you? 1, you sprayed too hard. I can tap it out. You stayed in one spot too long, because it should not look, I mean, you can tell it's a lot different than my skin tone, but I'm using it underneath my eyes. No, glow and love are different. So hold on now, I'll tell you what the difference is. Let me finish using. And guys, this is only 3 drops. So it tells you how light I'm pulling back. So I'm only letting a little out at a time. Let me grab the love real quick. Here it is. So this is a good question because I do get this a lot. And I'm like reading 2 different things. So guys, so you know, I'm reading YouTube comments and our Facebook comments. So Darlena also mentioned something that I want to address. So first I'm going to go to Halbera. talk about the difference between Love and Glow. They're very similar. You can use them to like together, not mixed in, but like Glow I'm using to do highlight under my eyes and to cover up underneath my eyes. It's going to do a nice little highlight. It'll give me some coverage, but it's a true highlighter, meaning there's no shimmer in it. There's no iridescence, whereas Love has a little bit of iridescent. It gives you that young, youthful glow, not like our shimmers. It's not a shimmer, but just a nice little glow, evanescence glow. But you can tell the colors are different. As far as the glow is going to be light, and then Love is a little bit more flesh color. If you were darker skin tone and you're like, how the heck am I going to use Glow? You can mix a drop of your foundation in with Glow and it will tone it down a little bit. But I love Glow because it does highlight underneath the eyes. I even use it as a brow highlighter. It's very subtle. Again, you're pulling back super light. And so you're not going to have what you saw me do down here. It's very light. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you for noticing. You want the, if you haven't, Halbera, sorry, I have to think about it. Hey, Andrea, how are you, Andrea? If you haven't used Love, try it because Love is gorgeous. It does show up better on darker skin tones, like if you're a 6 and higher. But I use it a lot on like the high cheekbone area. Mix a drop in with your blush. It's beautiful with the blush, or mix a drop in with your foundation to change up the foundation. I use it a lot in summer because it's stunning. Stunning. All right, so now we did our Glow. I'm a 3 as well. I'm a 3 as well. And so I mix it in with my foundation a lot because it just gives you a different kind of finish. I don't know why I just turned that on. But Darlene talks about, she's like, I have a whole bunch of different things and I'm going to play with it today. So I love when you order it, how they do give you options on, hey, do you want this? Do you want this? Because it's great because you get special deals. When you're first starting out, my suggestion to you is get the foundation down. Practice doing with the water first, keeping it 4 finger widths away, keeping that stylus moving. Remember, when you're doing this, you're never in one spot twice, but there's overlap. You're going to barely pull down on that trigger. Practice with the water so this movement and this speed and all this becomes second nature to you. Get the foundation down, okay? Then you can practice with foundation, get it down. Once you get the foundation down and understand the art of airbrushing and how it works, then we can figure out, okay, what's your order of things? Because my order of things might be different than Darlena's order of things. It might be different than Mia's order of things. It might be different than Halbera's order of things. And so depending on the look, our face, all of that, okay? So practice with doing the foundation, okay? Once you get that down, then we're going to move to different things. And the order I suggest when you're first starting out is, if you also got the rose water, which I don't have any here because I took it home and I love it so much. I use the rose water serum. You can use that before you're going to put a few drops in your airbrush and airbrush that on. It's colorless. That's one you can just go shh. But it has rose water in it. It has Bulgarian rose and it is amazing. I use it more at night after I clean my face. It's the first treatment that I put on my skin. And I love using the Breeze as my skin treatment. It's like a spa. Once you use that, you do want to rinse it with water. So once you use the rose water, rinse it out with water. Now you can use it before you airbrush. So just try it one time with, one time without. See which way you like it the best. Okay. Then we're moving to either Velvet Veil. If you have Velvet Veil is a blur. And so that's going to help blur fine lines and wrinkles. This is also in a dropper, but goes on with your hands, not in the system. So I actually take the dropper out, put my fingers around it, and that's what I use. And a little bit, that's all you need. Then you're going to go to pre-coverage, whether that is glow, eraser, X out, color correctors, the CC concealers, whatever the case is on that. You pick one of those. You do not need all of them. You're going to pick one of those to use and do your pre-coverage. Now, the difference in pre-coverage with airbrush and pre-coverage with traditional makeup is when we do that concealer underneath our eyes with traditional makeup, you see that half moon and then you blend it out. When putting it on with airbrush, guys, remember it blends. So you should not see any demarcation lines. You're going to spray super soft, but just go and hit those problem areas. You can make as many passes as you want, but you can cover it like 50, 60, 65% and then move on. Why don't you have to cover it 100%? Because one, it's touchless. Okay. And you're like, duh. But remember, with traditional makeup, if I do it, I'm blending that and then I'm putting something on top of that. So it's blending it even more. Because it's touchless, we're not taking anything away. I'm not taking away the glow that I just did when I'm putting on my next thing. Okay. So your coverage is being built by making passes with either the same product or other products. Does that make sense? We're going in big time depth right now. We're getting it all done. All right. So now using my shade 3, and I'm using Rose foundation, shaking it up. Andrea asked another good question. She asked, are the Prism color correctors the same as the Prism? This is the right one. Is the Prism color correctors the same as the Prism concealers? They're not. Well, if they have Prism in front of them, yes. The Prism color correctors, which can be a concealer, come in the 4 colors: yellow, green, yellow, peach, and the purpley one, but it's violet. Those are our Prism color correctors. Our concealers are the CC concealers. Does that make sense? All right, let me put my drops of foundation in my stylus, in the foundation well, closing it up, turning it on. Now I'm going to start on one spot on my face, make that move, and even though I did the glow underneath my eyes, I don't have to go up as high. But again, there's overlap. So again, making those passes, looking at those problem areas that I want to cover. You know, I don't need the same amount of coverage on my forehead as I do, you know, right here. Most of my coverage is right in here. So that's where I make most of my passes because I don't need the coverage, the same amount of coverage everywhere. And as I just remembered, I wanted to do it in a different order. So we're going to talk about it while we do it. So if you are new, oh, so hold on, Andrea. Okay, I'm gonna get the correct name. So hold on one second. Live in action. We don't have Prism, so it's not. They're Prism. Oh, this is they're prism color correctors. So it shouldn't be concealer in there. Now it might say in the description that it's like it conceals, but you want prism color corrector in peach. So if you ordered the wrong thing, just reach out to customer service. And remember, guys, remember how I told y'all the best way is to message them on Facebook, is direct message them on Facebook. Easiest way to get a hold of them. Hey, Christina, good to see you. So as we were talking about order and what you receive, we talked about the rose serum. Try it before, try it just as a treatment by itself, rinse it out. Then you're going to do your velvet veil if you have that, and that's a blur, and that's put on with your hands, slide it in, tap, done. Then you're going to do pre-coverage. Now, what I didn't say about pre-coverage is you can use a lighter foundation. So if you're looking at your stuff going, I don't have a concealer, I just got 2 bottles of foundation, use the lighter foundation. You can just do that as your pre-coverage. But pre-coverages can be foundation, eraser, X out, prism color correctors, CC concealers. And you just want to pick one of those. You're not going to double up. I'm not going to use eraser and X out. I'm not going to use CC color corrector and or the prism color corrector and the CC concealers. Just pick one. Airbrush makes it so simple. So just pick one and use that. After pre-coverage, then when you're new, I want you to do blush. And I know that throws some people. This is still how I do it just because I like a softer blush. But if you ask anybody, or if you played with the makeup, and I'm going to blow the rest of this foundation out. If you played with our blush, you know that it is super high pigmented, meaning it probably made you look a little clown-like. So if you use more than 2 drops, you're going to look crazy, okay? And I don't want that. If you sit there and go, shh, you're going to look crazy. And we don't want that. So I'm going to show you how to put it on, but I do recommend putting it on first before foundation. The reason being is airbrush makeup goes on like little dots, little pixels. And so if you put it on first, the blush on first, before the foundation, you can get it on, and then you're going to put the foundation on, and it blends it out. It makes it softer. So if you do get blush happy, and you're like, I'm going to look crazy, she was right. Hey, Zandra, good to see you. Then you can do the foundation, and it's softer. I'm just trying to make your life easier, okay? So just know that. It goes on it'll blend it basically. So I already have my foundation on. So now I'm going to do my blush, and I'm just going to be really careful. However, even if I do get a little blush happy, I can still go over it with foundation to blend it out a little bit more. Okay. So now I have my blush in here. I'm going to smirk and make my movements first, and then lightly pull down on the trigger. Okay, that was 1 pass to each cheek. I'm going to want more. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. Okay, that was four passes or 2 passes on each cheek. Don't sit there and go spray, 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 and then you're done. Try to make at least 2 passes on each cheek. When doing the blush, you want it to get to where you almost love it. Oh my gosh, I almost love it. And then stop, because then it'll bloom to where it's perfect. Make sense? Give me some thumbs up. Halbera puts hers on first. I still to this day do it that way because I like a softer blush. That's just how I roll. That's what I like. Cindy said, I went crazy the first time and I used the blush, and she looked like a clown. Yes. And that's what I'm trying to stop you from. I don't want clowns out there. Because I definitely don't want you looking like a clown and going out there and going, yeah, I have LUMINESS. I want you to look good, right? So as you can see, it's coming up. Ooh, I'm loving my tan that I have on right now too. All right, so now I'm going to use a little bit of Love. Love is another product, and we talked about it earlier, but this is going to give you some glow. When do you use eraser? You are going to use eraser as pre-coverage. Eraser, X out, CC concealer, Prism color correctors, even the foundation can be used as pre-coverage. If it is, you know, and again, it's super light, so make sure you are spraying very, very lightly, okay? You really shouldn't see it so white on your skin. All right, so now I have my Love in here. I sprayed out the blush. And I'm doing Love right on top of that blush. Down my nose. And like Cupid's bow right here. Right there. I can even put a little bit on my eyes. Right at my brow. Right there. And again, just going to give you some luminosity, not necessarily some shine, okay? You don't want to go crazy with it where you look like you can fry chicken on your face. You just want to little bit, okay? All right. So now you're like, okay, what do we do next? So now I've done everything airbrushed. Are there certain things that I want to do more to this? Yes, I do. Yes, there is. So I'm going to get out my Nude and Naughty, which is my staple. It's my Bible eyeshadow. It's the best way to describe it, right? And then I'm going to get my Cut One palette. And so I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. I'm going to grab my flat angle brush here. Is that flat angle brush? Foo-foo, like that one. And I have all my contour and highlight colors, and I go through all of them. I like a range of color when doing my contouring. So going through all of them, hitting the extra off right underneath my blush, temple, chin, right there. Okay, not a lot. Don't need a lot. Do I need a highlight under my eyes? No. Why? Because I've already done that with glow. So I don't need to add any more. Now, if I feel like I lost some of it, then yeah, I can. But I feel like it's pretty darn good right now. All right. So now I'm going to grab, bam, these. Now, remember, I already did a little bit of glow there. So I actually like starting. I'm getting blurry. Can you see me now? So now I'm going to start with an angle or it's called a blending brush. Oh, it may be because I held something up and then it needs a second to focus back on me. Focus, focus, focus. Going in, I feel like I need to do something different because I always do. I'll go in with a medium, light medium brown. And going right in that crease, that optical bone right there. Octuple, however you say it. And then look how just that little bit, and I still need to blend, gives some depth. Can you see it? Okay. does gray look? I don't know. I've never heard about it. It might be your the skin tone, but I've never, because you don't want it to look muddy. You know, it can turn a little muddy, and you don't want that. So be careful that you're not turning muddy. Are you using a powder, Christina? Okay. So I just did that. And if you also have hooded eyes, like mine are getting to be hooded, lift it up. Lift it up. Okay. Just super light. I'm not going, just pop. Just right there. Okay. Now grabbing a flat eyeshadow brush. I want to put right where the color of my eye is. I'm going to do a little bit of a shimmer. This is kind of a coppery. I'm trying to do something like a color I haven't done in a while. Hitting off the extra. And then that way I get to place it right here. Okay. Now, let's talk about this. Notice I just put it right there. If you have more wrinklies and crinklies inside, you want to stay away from shimmer. Now, notice I didn't say you don't ever want to use shimmer. You want to stay away from it, meaning I can still leave that matte, because matte is not going to draw attention to wrinkles and crinkles, but shimmer will. So just make sure you stay away. That's another good question. Andrea asked, does it matter which eyeshadow you put on first? And the answer is no. However, what I find is and I've switched this up. I would have done this first, but I found that after I did that crease color, I would have to go back and add to that. And so I've found it easier to do that crease color, then do this, and then you can blend if you need to. But you try it how it works for you. If the other way works and the end result is amazing, then leave it that way. Okay. I'm a guide to your makeup. I'm not Moses. Like I'm not, I'm just a guide to get you there. So just, if you can get it another way that's easier for you, then do it. Okay. All right. Back to my blending brush, going in with my dark brown. That's not quite black, but brown. And I'm going to make a V shaped right here, not picking up my brush, just blending into a V shape right on that outside corner. Can you see how it just boop, pops right there? Just blending right in there. And you even can go on and just like get it on there, then come back and blend. Just like that. And again, if you need to boop, lift that up a little bit, there you go. I like, well, Christina, if gray powder works for you, you do it, girl. Now taking an angled brush, mirror so I can see, and just tapping my liner into place. I always like using eyeshadow for underneath because it is less pull on your eye. And you can use it on top, or like we did yesterday, we used the Temptation eyeliner, and that was beautiful. So it also depends on how fun. I did tan, Marilyn. I did. It also depends on the look. So I always use a powder underneath for a softer look. So I can use a powder eyeliner, use that same brush and line the top, or you can use Persuasion eyeliner or Temptation eyeliner to give it, you know, a different look. But we did talk about, and I'll show you this again, either doing the Persuasion or Temptation. It does make that top part thicker looking, so it looks like your lashes are thicker. So even if we went in and did a super duper when I go, and I didn't wing this one out because I just want it to look a little more natural. When I go in to put the mascara on, then my lashes are really, or that lash line is going to look thicker. My mom, I think I told you this, my mom does like little lines here upwards to make her eyes look, or her lashes look thicker. And so that's kind of fun too. All right, so now taking, let me do this real quick. My end of my lashes are already curly, so right now I'm only curling the inside. And then now, thank you, Martin. Now I am going to add more mascara, but I want to get to something as well. So of course I'm going to use my bam. Which one am I using? Wood. This is my go-to. Even if I use a red lip, I still line with Dusty Rose. All right, I want to go over some other things real quick. Real quick. All right. So I am going to add a little bit more, but I still want to go over this. So there's my very professional look. What? Okay. So I'm really digging the eyes. All right. Let's talk about cleaning and other problem solving. When you are cleaning this, okay, and you do want to clean this every single time you use it, every time. If this gets clogged, you cannot airbrush. That's not a good thing. Not a good thing. So always clean it. We have people that send it back in. They're like, mine's backed up. It's not, and they're filthy. They're filthy. Clean it, guys. Does your tooth? I was talking to somebody here yesterday. Do you rinse off your toothbrush? And that's going in your mouth. Of course. We're going to rinse off our airbrush, and that's really all it is. You can use warm water. I'm using our Tip Top cleaner. If you use water, get a stopper bottle, get a drip bottle. Don't stick this underneath the sink, okay? This is an electronic. Don't stick it under the sink. So get some water, turn it on, and you're just going to spray it out. Now, when it gets to the very end, I back bubble it. And be careful because it will come out a little bit, but just I back bubble it a few times to make sure that everything comes out. And you'll want to do that a few times to make sure it is 100% clean. Okay? Now, you can also take a Q-tip and clean that up. It was clean. I just closed this, back bubbled it, blew it out, back bubbled it, blew it out, and it's perfect. If you need to, you can stick a Q-tip in here. Listen to me, please. Listen. If it is sputtering still, you can clean this. However, pull back on the trigger. That's going to pull back the needle. Then you can clean this, and that would help as well. Okay, you can take this off, and you can unscrew this guy. Bam, bam, soak them, do whatever. Clean that out if you need to. Then carefully, because the needle's sticking out, screw this back on. Screw it on till it stops. Don't use your superhuman strength to do that. And then that pops right back on. Okay? So if it is sputtering in any way, do those things. Regardless, you're going to clean it this way with just water or the tip top. The stylus, this you can stick under the sink. This can go under the sink. This cannot. Okay? I take the stylus off. I raise to you through cleaner. Sometimes I use the air duster. Oh, that's a good. She uses the air thing to once you take this off, because yeah, this does come off too. But I'm just telling you guys, if you're getting any kind of sputtering, try that. But please, for the life of me, clean, clean, clean every use. Okay, don't be one of those. You're like, oh yeah, clean it, and we get it back and it's like gross. So just clean it. Warm water, drop it, do it a few times, blow it all the way out. Do some more water, back bubble, blow it out. Guys, this is you paid money for it. Let's keep it going, right? Let's keep it in perfect working order. Okay? You want to look flawless. You want to look perfect. You want it in good cleaning order. Okay? So if it sputters, anything like that, if it's not spraying, do that. Do what I just told you of taking this off. Maybe do that. Okay? You got to do it. All right. There you go. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, we come to you live Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We love to see you on here. Y'all had great questions today. I love hearing from you guys. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.